because I've done this 4 times, 4 years in a row. Okay, this school is 6 years. This is my 6th year at this school. At this school? Nah, it's not fun. Okay, so can you please, on this triangle given, can you label this angle as 32 degrees down below? That angle, what would we call that angle? The 32. Has a name. It's on your quiz today. Angle of inclination, yeah, or angle of elevation. It's had the same name. Okay, we're going to make our x, the unknown side we want to find, over there. And I don't want to give away what side it is. And then we have a 7 down at the bottom, on the base. Grab your notes, guys. What page are we on? 37. Quinn, Anthony, get your 37. Okay, so how do we solve for a side? So last day we solved for an angle. Today we're going to learn to solve for a side. Our steps are the same. First step, draw a triangle. It's drawn. Second step. Is it a right angle? Right? And it is. Because if it's not, we're in trouble. Yeah? We're going to label our sides. So according to which angle? 32. They gave us 32, so we're going to use 32. If they gave us both angles, we could use any one we want. So let's use 32. What would x be called? It's opposite. Kind of have a ring, don't I? And 7 would be adjacent. Adjacent's between the angle and the 90. 1 second. Anyways, so which ratio are we going to use? So looking at SOHCAHTOA. Now that would hurt. SOHCAHTOA. Okay, which ratio are we going to use? Tan. We're going to use tan. We're looking for this side, this opposite side. We're given our adjacent. If I was looking for the hypotenuse, then we wouldn't use tan, but we're looking for opposite, and we have adjacent. So it's good to write out our formulas because then you're going to substitute properly. You could even just write it like that. Tan of our angle, unknown angle. But this is just the formula, right? And now we're going to sub in because it's actually not unknown. So that's just the formula. Now we're going to sub in. So tan of actually what angle? 32 equals x over 7. Opposite over adjacent. Now, really easy. We want to get x by itself. Multiply both sides. It's being divided by 7, so we're going to multiply both sides by 7. We can do that. Okay, so 7's cancel. And could we just type that into our calculator? Yeah, we sure can. So keystrokes would be 7. Should use the right side of the pen. Tan 32. Enter. Okay, you don't even have to push the time symbol. You're welcome to. But as long as it's in front, it automatically knows we're doing the operation of multiplication. Now, if you're not in the right mode, you're not going to get the right answer.
Got the right bracket.
Do you really need it?
Not in this case.
Do you feel uncomfortable when your brackets aren't finished? Do you have this like unsettled feeling? I understand that feeling. Yeah. You don't have to actually close it, but if it really gives you an unsettled feeling, close those brackets. Yeah. Okay. So make sure you're in the right mode, right? If you're not in degree mode, does 4.4 for a side make sense? Yeah, it makes sense. If you were in radian mode, it wouldn't make sense. Okay, so 4.4, and we usually go to the nearest tenth. If I didn't tell you what to round to, would be x.
Oh, and now we can figure out the length on the longer side as well.
If you, now you have 2, you could use Pythagorean. Yeah, for sure. Okay, what if we're looking for side adjacent instead? So this time, let's make this a length of 7. We'll make our x here and our 32 in the same place. For number 2, yeah, for the example 2. Come on, Anthony. Should be writing this down. Okay, so again, first step, we have a right triangle, and so we can do what? Label the sides. Okay, 7 is now opposite, and x is adjacent beside. Okay, so again, conveniently, which ratio are we using? Tan. It's funny. It's like the first two lessons were made for tan. It's funny. Or maybe it's not funny. Maybe I need to like go to some comedy clubs or something. Okay, figure out what actually is funny. So tan, let's sub in what we know. Tan of 32 equals 7 over x. Okay. Can someone tell me why we have a problem?
Can't divide by x.
We want to solve for x. We want to get x by itself. Okay? If I try and move the 7, I would still have 1 over x. Right? X is on the denominator. Have you ever tried to solve for something on the denominator before? Probably not. Okay? You're going to do a whole unit on rational expressions in grade 11 and grade 12, and it's a big part of the course in the future. So you're going to actually deal with fractions with variables. That's what a rational expression is. So how do we get x off the bottom? Because we need to get x off the bottom because we want it on the numerator to solve for it.
Take off the 7.
Yeah, Janae? Bingo. Yeah, you could even think of it as cross multiplication. For those of you who liked cross multiplication, I think it's kind of a swear word. I don't like to use that word too often, but it's the same idea, right? Where you could use cross multiplication and that works. Swear jar. Okay. So it would be x times tan 32, right? We multiply this, so x times tan 32 equals 7, and then you can, does that make sense? Okay, so there's cross multiplication way, so it's going to end up in the same thing. The way I like to think about it, instead of cross multiplication, is multiplying both sides by x. Okay, we want to get it off the denominator. So how I do that is multiply both sides by x. Now it's on the numerator. So that first step, no matter what, when we're solving for a side, is multiplying both sides by the denominator. No matter what. So in this case, we multiply both sides by 7. Here, we're going to multiply both sides by x. It's an extra step, but that's okay, because now how do we get x by itself? X times tan 32. Divide by tan 32. This is always one piece. Tan 32 always belongs with the angle. They're always attached together. They're one thing. They're like a couple that just never breaks apart. So sweet. Okay, so you're always going to have, with your sine, cos, or tan, they're always with an angle. They go together. Okay, so could you type that into your calculator? Probably. The answer is yes. So the keystrokes would be 7, then what? Divided by tan 32, and then enter. And if you would like, close the bracket, if that makes you unsettled. Okay, we're going to go through a bunch of them again.
11.
So whenever a variable is on the denominator, in order to get on the numerator, multiply both sides by that variable. That will get it off the denominator. Okay, so what does it equal? Did you guys already punch the 11.2? Do we agree? Okay, x equals 11.2. Round to the nearest 10th. Is that right? Making me look at my notes. 11.2, that's correct. Okay, now again, you could have dealt with this with cross multiplication. So really quickly, tan 32 over 1, you just put tan 32 over 1 equals 7 over x. And so what you're going to do is you're going to bring the 1 over here and the x over there. So x tan 32 equals 7, and then divide by tan 32. Okay. So cross multiplication would work too. I know. I said it again. Okay. So what do we do here? Same thing. I'm going to go through 2 of these, and then you're going to do the other 2 on your own. Okay? So let's start with this guy, 23. What's side 12? Opposite. X is adjacent. So which ratio has O and A? Tan. Tan of our angle equals O over A. What's so tan? No, but I'm just writing the formula. It's a good habit to be in. Tan of 23 equals 12. When you're getting this down, should be writing this down. Okay, 12 over x. Okay, so what's the problem? X is, we need to get basically 12 by itself right now because x is on the denominator. So we're going to multiply both sides by x. The shortcut? Yeah, the shortcut is these two switch. If you understand what you're doing, then you can go to that 12 next step of like write this step and then write x equals 12 divided by 10. Yeah, so you know you're dividing. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine, but as long as you know what you're doing, right? You're not just doing it because, oh, I memorized this, right? Okay, so next step, divide by tan 23. So we only use the inverse if we're looking for an angle, okay? But we know the angle, so tan has its partner, so we don't have to use inverse, right? It has its significant other, its soulmate. Because I wanted to see if somebody's actually listening to me. I don't know. What is it supposed to be? 23? Okay, so now I'm officially dyslexic, I guess. I do that a lot. I mix up. I think I have that minorly. Do you ever do that? Anyone else? No? Yeah, I do that all the time. Okay. Okay, so maybe I'm special. All right, 28.3. Is that what you got? Okay, one thing you'll notice is never trust my triangles. They are not drawn to scale, okay? No, decide, right? My triangles are never drawn to scale, so don't ever think they are. Don't ever assume they're like, that doesn't look right. It's probably still the right answer. Okay, one more, and then you'll do the other two on your own. So let's label our sides. What's x? Opposite, and 24 would be adjacent. So which ratio has O and A? Conveniently, tan. So the formula, tan of our angle is O over A. Okay. Tan of 56 degrees equals x over 24. Yay, I love these ones. Why? All we have to do is multiply by 24. Get x by itself. Yes. Yeah, tomorrow we're going to do sine and cos. Just to do it in stages, you know? Yeah, and you're going to have to start thinking tomorrow. I know. But don't worry, today you don't have to use your brains, apparently. Okay. Yes. Okay, 24 times tan 56 is 35.6. Easy. Okay, I would like you to try the next two on your own, and then we'll go over them. Okay, please try these two on the bottom. This pretty quickly. So the first guy, opposite, adjacent. So the steps that I need to see are the following. Tan 16 equals x over 12. And then I need to see 12 tan 16 equals x. And what did you get for x? 3.4 equals x. Centimeters, If there's units, add units. Okay. If my angle here is 42, x would have been opposite, and 19 is adjacent. So tan 42 equals x over 19. Multiply both sides by 19 to get to x by itself. And we get, what, 5.3? Agreed? Oh, and what am I missing? What am I missing? No, not 19, 5.3?
No, that's not the correct answer.
Okay, are you in the right mode?
Because the 42 is not in the, did you hit 17 right spot?
17.1. Check that you're in the right mode, Brady. Or you typed it right. Okay, so that's what I would need to see. That was good? Okay, just a couple more things we need to go through. Yes, Anthony.
Actually, what I did was I thought I had to find that this was 48 first.
Oh, okay, you could do that. You could do that too.
And then,
yeah, you could say this is 48 and then use opposite over adjacent. Yep. Okay. Well, you can use either one.
oh, okay.
Right? It give you the same answer. Okay, problem solving steps we've already walked through before, so we're going to skip that. All I wanted to say about do I need to actually write anything about shadows? Do you know where shadows are? On the ground, okay? Right? Yeah, positive. So I just want to go through these two definitions because I know we're short on time today. So angle of elevation. So, well, it would always be at an angle. Like that. Yeah, that's how your kite would be. If it was a ladder, it would always be leaning on a wall. Right? Okay? Shadows will always be, this is my tree, shadow will always be on the ground. Okay? Yeah, it's very pretty, right? Okay. So that's basically, I wanted to quickly run through with you. But two definitions you will have to know, and they might even show up on your unit exam. You might even have to define them on the test and give an example. Okay? So I'm going to give you the formal definition. So an angle of elevation, you had it on your notes today. But basically, we're always starting at a horizontal, whether we're dealing with depression or inclination. We have a horizontal line. Imagine this is your eyeball here. Yes, it is. Pretty, that's it. Don't mess with me, because I know I do mess up spelling sometimes. Okay, so this is my eyeball right here. Okay, there's my eye. So imagine the horizontal's coming out of your eye. Okay, that's where the horizontal. It's an imaginary horizontal. I'm standing on a building maybe. I'm standing on the ground. And I'm looking up to some object. So we're going to make this a bird. That's my object. I don't know. Your birds are probably nicer. That's like the go-to, easy bird. Okay, so this is what we call the line of sight. You're looking up to something. And here would be my angle of elevation or inclination. So by definition, the angle of inclination is the angle formed from a horizontal up, keyword up, to the line of sight, or up to the object. Or up to the object, right? From horizontal up to an object, or horizontal up to the line of sight. The definition for depression, we're going to use all the same words, but only one word changes. Down. The angle formed from a horizontal down to the line of sight.
That's what we're going to do before we find out the angle.
Depressed? Yeah. Okay, so here's my eyeball question, Janae. Yeah, so a kite problem, then this would be the angle of elevation right here. This would be the angle of elevation. This would be an angle of elevation. Well, I'm just saying in a kite problem, that's how you draw the picture. Okay, I'm not giving it this, I'm giving you a definition. So it could be a kite, it could be a bird you're looking up to, it could be a lot of things. Yeah? Yes. Well, they could ask you anything. That's how you draw your picture if I give you a ladder question. So you could be solving for the ladder length, you could be solving for angle of elevation, you could be solving for the height of the wall it goes up, right? Okay, angle of depression then. So again, imagine a horizontal line and down to the line of sight. So maybe you have a fish in the water that you're looking at. Okay, so there's line of sight or your object.
Water is wavy and it kind of makes the fish.
Okay. Y'all get all scientific on me with the refraction. Or you're looking at the top of the building, you're looking down at the bottom of another building. Okay, the angle formed from the horizontal down to the object or down to the line of sight. So here.
You could just say it's the same as angle of inclination only inverted.
Well, what scares me about saying that is if you have a triangle like this, you can't draw angle of depression. Angle of depression would be actually right here. This would be angle of inclination. So that's angle of depression because it has to start from a horizontal down. I don't know, because that's my object. Okay, and then this is the angle of elevation. Elevation. Did I spell that wrong? No, yes. Okay, so I will expect this kind of drawing and definition on your test. Okay, I'm telling you now, put it on your study sheet, know it. Okay, how are we doing for time? We got to 11:30. We're doing okay. I want you to have some homework time, so let's look at one more question. What? No, 11:30 is when you get to go free. So let's look at the tower question. Oh, but I also want to do angle of depression. 1 second. Yeah, let's just look at the tower. Okay? Yes.
Why do some people write the number 7 with a line through it?
So, I don't know. Another way to write it. All right, guys, do I have your attention? Do you want to draw this picture, please? If a tower is 320 meters high, how long is the shadow when the sun is 30 degrees above the horizon? Okay, so what would that look like? Well, we know what shape are we dealing with here? Always? We're dealing with what type of shape? A right triangle. We should be. Yeah. Here's my tower. I don't know, okay? And my tower is how big? Oh. Okay. And fire code? Some windows. Okay. Okay. How long is the shadow? Where's the shadow going to be? On the ground, so that's X. Where does 36 degrees go? Above the horizon. Where's the horizon? Horizontal horizon. 32 degrees goes here. 36. I don't know why. Okay, above the horizon. That would be the angle. So you can imagine back here, if you can extend the line up, this would go to the sun. Okay? All right, so let's label. What is 320? What side is that? Opposite. What side is X? Adjacent. What ratio has O and A? 10. Okay, Let's fill it in. Tan of
I get it.
36 equals 320 over x. Okay, now what's my first step? Okay, x times those sides by x to get it off the denominator. So now I have x times tan 36 equals 320. Now what? Divide both sides by tan 36. So 320 divided by tan 36. Now if you compare this, if you're doing this shortcut, you'll notice when x is on the denominator, you're multiplying x up, dividing tan 36 down. These are switching. Here, these two. Okay, so 320 divided by tan 36 gives you what? 440. Does it say to the nearest or no? Let's go to the nearest whole number. 440 meters is the shadow. We need one more thing. Word problem. Yeah, we do. Therefore, that's a word problem. To answer in words, the shadow is purple. It's not purple. 440 meters long. Yes, if it's a word problem, you need a sentence. I don't know, is that short sentence is fine. Okay? I don't know. Just is not a big word to write. I'll probably give it to you. Okay, so we're going to leave the lesson at that for today. Your homework, let's explain what it is on your homework because I want us to interpret it as the same thing. So when it says, okay, yours says number 3 odd, right?
Yep.
This means 4 to 8. So you have to do 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. It's not that bad. I promise you, it's not that bad. So that means 4 to 8 with a little dash means all the numbers in between 4 and 8. Okay? Instead of writing 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I wrote 4 to 8. Okay? That's your homework. And you have 25 minutes. Okay? It's probably enough time, honestly.